Hi everyone, it's Nancy McNally, NancyMcNallyQuilts.com. Today I want to talk to you about how to read your pattern so that you can make midnight reflections smoothly. All right, so I actually have you on my sewing table, so I'm trying to move things out of the way. So I am the designer of Midnight Reflections and, of course, the author. And I've made the quilt. All right, so your cover should look like this. Now we're going to turn the page. Oh, look, I have two. I knew I picked up two. All right, let's move that one out of the way. There we go. So the next page is going to be the about page. So that's all about me. And if you want to see what I look like, well, there I am. The next page is going to be the monthly layout. So let's take a look at this. Your monthly layout is going to tell you the block you're making and then how many of that block you need to make. So you have the month at the top of the block and then the amount or the quantity you need to make. So you can see the pictures and the color diagrams or the colors in all the pictures are correct. So you have month 1, which is Friendship Star. Month 2, sometimes I call it windmill, sometimes I call it pinwheel, but it's the same block. Don't get confused. I just switch the words by accident or the names. You're going to make 8 of those. Month 3, which is the Ohio Star. Month 4 is Card Trick. Month 5 is Wyoming Valley. Month 6 is Summer Winds. And as you flip through the pattern, you'll see this. Month 7 is Coronation Star. And I can't remember the name of month 8. We will come to that in a minute. I just like, oh, it left my brain. Okay, month 9 is going to be your migrating geese. These are the borders. And notice when we get to those in your pattern, I promise you the instructions are easy peasy. So take a breath. You can handle it, I promise. Month 10 is going to be the big center star. Month 11 is just the additional cutting and small border piecing. Nothing major. And then month 12 will be bringing it all together. All right, so remember, I'm going to go through the pages again. There's your cover, about, and then the monthly layout. Then the next thing you're going to see should be your reference guide. Now, the reference guide is used throughout the entire pattern, so do not lose this. The reference guide enabled me to not have to duplicate, rewrite instructions over and over and over again, like how to do half square triangles or flying geese. Depending on the method, it saved room to offer the reference guide. This is also a pull-out section for you to use, and you can take this once you're done with Midnight Reflections and put it aside in a notebook so you always have it to refer to. So let's turn the page. So the reference guide has its own table of contents. Now, the reference guide, let me pick up all the pages. The reference guide has their pages in a blue triangle at the bottom of the page. All right? Should be very easy to distinguish that because there's a blue triangle. These are all the methods that are in this. That's what I call them, the method pages. And then here's month 1, your Friendship Star block. And notice there's no triangle in the corner by the page number. All right, so in month 1, for example, the technique or the method that we're going to use to make half square triangles is, let me find it. It says technique magic 8, make it 8 half square triangles, which I've also called it 8 at a time, magic 8. It's the same thing. I put magic 8 in parentheses so you could find it. Now, we're going to turn the page. Oops, wait a minute. It is on page 2. So this is page 1 of the pattern, and then here's page 2. So we have 2 at a time on page 2, bias half square triangles. I know how some of us feel about those. And then here's the magic 8, which is also 8 at a time. It's the same method. That's why I put it in parentheses, magic 8. And so you've got your diagram here on how to create those, and you follow those instructions. So anytime throughout the pattern it says to refer to the reference guide for instructions on how to create these flying geese or do the stitch and flip method, that's what you do. You go to the pages with the triangle, the blue triangle in the corner. So what I have in the reference guide, as I told you just, a few seconds ago, we have 3 different ways to make half square triangles. We have the no waste flying geese method, the traditional flying geese method, stitch and flip. Stitch and flip is also called snowballing the corners, sew and flip, and some people, I've heard it called flippy corners. I know there's special rulers out there. If you prefer to use those special rulers, you might want to test that method on scrap fabric before you cut your fabric for the pattern, because I don't know the methods or I don't know the fabric requirements to use those rulers. So test it first and make sure that you have enough fabric in your month's kit. All right, so we have the triangle square, we have quarter square triangles, V blocks, also known, now I'm aging myself, they used to also be called Peaky and Spike. And the designer who called them Peaky and Spike, she has since passed on, but I always loved watching her. And I'm sorry, but I can't remember her name. So V blocks, Peaky and Spike, those are star points. Then there's an alternate method. So the V blocks on page 6 use a special ruler. The alternate method on page 7 does not use a special ruler. There's also foundation paper piecing and how to make strip sets. So right now, that is what is in the reference guide. I have more additional reference or method guides, methods to add to the reference guide, but this is what's needed for this pattern, Midnight Reflections. All right, I give you images and diagrams, illustrations, even the little rotary cutter, pressing arrows, and just go through it. So keep your reference guide handy. So now that we've gotten through that, hopefully you're starting on month 1, or maybe you're a little bit further advanced. So you're going to read through your pattern first before beginning. Always read through the pattern to make sure you understand it. If not, you can reach out to me at info@nancymcnallyquilts.com. So you'll have your material list, then you'll have the cutting instructions, and I use colors when I can that match perfectly with the block. So right here is all your cutting instructions. And then on the other page, sometimes it's more than one page, you will have your block construction. And the pressing arrows, now using black fabric, I can't use black arrows because you won't be able to see them. So you will see white arrows in place of black arrows. So once you finish month 1, there you go. Then you're going to receive month 2. And again, it's going to tell you which method to refer to. On this one, it says NA, so you're going to have to, which means not applicable if you're not aware of that. So you're going to have to read and follow the instructions on that pattern page. Now let's go to month 3. Month 3, you're going to learn how to do quarter square triangles. So that's reference guide page 5. So let's turn to page 5. And there you go. There's quarter square triangles. Now, this is quarter square triangles, but this method down here at the bottom of the page is quarter square triangles using half square triangles. You want this method up here at the top of the page. So make sure that you don't start using the instructions down here. You want to use these because the fabric requirements go along with the one that I reference in that month's pattern. All right, so let's move on to page 4, or month 4, excuse me. So month 4 uses 2 at a time half square triangles, quarter square triangles, and tri-square. So we're going to have to look in our reference guide. And we're going to go to our table of contents. And so we need 2 at a time. That's going to be on page 2. Quarter square triangles, which we talked about just a second ago, is page 5, and tri-square, which are also known, they're right here, triangle square is page 4. And actually, let's see, where is that on this one? Right here. There it is, right there. I'm going to see if I can show you down here. So the tri-square unit is right here. It's on the outer portion, the outer center of month 4. And before I turn that page, so the tri-squares are on page 4 of the reference guide. And those are also known as the ribbon block, if you've ever seen that, or the ribbon star. So this is how you make the tri-square. And oh, I can see where this flip push down. I hate when that happens. I don't know why Word does this, but it does. So just know that these are supposed to be lifted further up. I don't have a clue why it bounced down and it's covering that page. Or excuse me, not that page, but that title. But here they are on the bottom of page 4. All right, so I think you can figure out how to use the reference guide along with the pattern. Let me put this back in order now. See, that was month 4. Here's month 3. Here's month 2 and month 1. So each month will be listed at the top with the name of the block. So we've already went through 1, 2, 3, month 4. Month 5 is Wyoming Valley. The block size is listed, and the number of blocks you need to make is also listed at the beginning of each month. And again, the technique is right there. Refer to your reference guide. And those pages and those reference guide information will be listed in the block construction for you. All right, so let's get through month 5. Month 6, I told you, was summer winds. I'm going to find month 9 because I don't remember the name of that block. Month 7 is the coronation star. Oh, that's it. Month 8, stargazer. I cracked myself up. All right. So we have stargazer. That's month 8. And by the way, as of today, and what is today? It's like July. Hang on. Okay. Today is July 12th. I really didn't know what the date is. All right, so today is July 12th. Now, when you get to month 8, I have already sent all the store owners an updated email with the one correction that needs to be noted. Okay, so I'm going to bring this close to you so you can see it. Do you see sunlight right here? Hope I'm getting in the screen here. Sunlight, where it says you're cutting 4 at 4 inches. It's supposed to be 4 1/4 inches. Out of 3 times that this pattern was edited, 3 tech editors missed that spot, or when they forgot to put it in the list. They found it, but they forgot to put it in the list to me to include that information. I apologize. It was just an accident. They didn't mean any harm, and neither did I. We're just humans. Please forgive us. All right, month 9 is the migrating geese border. It's a very easy technique. Here again, it's month 9. All right, month 10. Month 10, I think, is so, it's incredibly easy the way I designed this, the Radiant Star block. I absolutely love it. So just take your time with this one. And if you need to, honestly, I would prepare all my fabric with spray starch in the beginning, all of it with spray starch. From month 1 on, prep it with spray starch, so that everything goes together nice. It gives good body for the fabric so that you get nice 1/4 inch seams, and it will press nice and flat for you. And if you are one of those people that prefer to press your seams open, by all means, go for it. All right, so let's get through month 10. See how my diagrams, I just take you step by step through each one. And look here. See? Step by step, I'm giving you all this information so that you can follow it. All right, let's see. There we go. All right, and month 11, like I told you before, is additional cutting and stripped piecing borders. Month 12, let's bring it all together. And it is going to come together so easy. Now, as you can tell, it is on point. So let me bring up the cover, because the cover has a little bit larger of a, okay, well, I've got one over here. Okay, so let's look at the quilt. It is on point, but don't let that intimidate you. I promise you it is so easy to pull this together. And currently the quilt is out on loan at a quilt shop and is supposed to be shipped back to me really soon. And once it gets shipped back to me, I'm going to begin filming the video tutorials to go through all of this. They've had the quilt for a while, and it's kind of overdue, but hopefully they'll get it back to me quickly. So all right, so don't let it intimidate you that the quilt is on point. I promise you it's extremely easy. I oversized all of the outer triangles. I'm going to turn to that page. Okay, here we go. I oversized all of these triangles to give you some fudge room, including these triangles here. All throughout the side triangles, when you put a quilt on point, there's triangles that go all along the sides and the top and the bottom. You need to definitely spray starch those before you begin cutting that fabric. And when I do the video on that, I will also stress that. All right, so we're going to continue on. So you can see right here, here's one of the rows right here that's in the corner. So this row is right here. So notice how I give you these arrows to show you what to line up, and notice how it all goes together. All right, I promise it's easy. I know I keep saying that, but I mean it. I really do. All right, so you'll make the center. You'll pull the center together first, and then you'll add these borders with the Ohio star blocks in the corners, and then you'll make your corner sections. And your corner sections are these, okay? Easy peasy, right? And then you're just going to join them. And I tell you how to line it up, how everything should land. And then before you know it, you're all done. And you're going to have this beautiful quilt, 86 inches by 86 inches. And you know, honestly, if you want it larger to go on a bed or something like that, I can't imagine having it larger to go anywhere else. But beside the point, if you want it larger, just add a wider border and have fun with it. Enjoy it. All right, and then the final picture is the photo gallery. I absolutely love this quilt on that bed frame. Gorgeous, gorgeous. And look at it's on a porch swing here too. So you have this picture in your pattern when you get to month 12. All right, everyone. I hope this helped you to follow the instructions. I'm trying to pick up the pattern here. I'm going to go through one more time just in case you missed it, because I'm not editing this video. All right, let's go through here. You have your reference guide. So what I want you to do is when you get your, if I can pick it up, when you get your pattern, your about with your monthly layout, sorry if it was off camera, your reference guide, and all the pages. There are 9 pages with the blue triangles in the corner. Take these and put these so that you can get them every single time you get your next month, okay? You're going to need these each and every time, all right? Now, we got this. So again, you have your cutting instructions, the fabric requirements, and then you're going to flip over. In block construction, it's where it will tell you to refer to the reference guide with the page number. And I'm going to put it like this so that you can see it right here. It's always in the block construction. The technique will be listed on the front of the pattern under technique, but the page number in the reference guide is listed in the block construction. I hope that makes sense. It saved a lot of pages to have the reference guide at the beginning of the pattern. All right, everyone. Happy quilting. Again, if you need me, you can contact me through my email or on the Facebook group. Facebook group is Midnight Reflections Block of the Month Quilt Pattern. And my email is info@nancymcnallyquilts.com. Happy quilting, and I hope to see you in the Facebook group.